And now you were saying about going to a meeting. We're always talking about, thinking about all these people that are going to be watching this interview. And I'm thinking, Lisa Grossman goes to a meeting, and this X person, right, or Y generation person, you never know, they don't show up, or he or she doesn't show up. Lisa Grossman probably feels a little bit disappointed. What does Lisa Grossman, successful network marketer, do to bounce back? What do you do?
Well, I think the best lesson that I ever learned in network marketing, and by the way, learning it, somebody telling it to you and understanding it and actually learning it, that's a growth curve, is that we need to put our efforts where they're deserved, not where they're needed. And we need to focus on those and look for those that are looking for us. So I think today, of course, it's always disappointing, but there's always someone else waiting who wants to make a change in their lives. And I'm disappointed not today that they didn't show up for me as much, because I can always pick up a phone and get busy. I'm disappointed that, at least for now, they've chosen not to at least investigate a better way for their future. Smart business people, and maybe this is because we all come from business, we get this, but I'm hoping that's not the case, or if you don't come from business, really pay attention to this. Smart people say no to almost everything in business. The world's greatest business people, that we only have so much time, but they never say no until they know what they're saying no to. So they get the facts and they investigate everything, and then they make a decision. And I think that if we can focus on that and realize that if you can get everybody to look with an open mind but not try to influence their decision, enough people that say, yeah, this is it for me, are going to show up. And all the others, we market great products and they're universal. I think you'll be real happy with your results. I think it's just that when we get emotionally attached to someone else's decision, that it takes us out of the game.
Right.
So my decision is I'm going to go forward anyway. Tomorrow will be a better day. The next person will be ready to change their life. So.
Yeah, and I really want everyone listening to hear this, the empowering words that you say to yourself, how you explain it to yourself. It's totally not about, you and achieving the next pain or their next $10,000. You're really focused on that individual that unfortunately for now has made a bad decision, but you're focused on searching for more and changing more. So that is incredible and really powerful. And Lisa, let's talk a little bit
about... So be quicker than me.
And you know what? Doesn't matter how long people take, as long as they keep persisting and going, and it will eventually click. I always say to people, everyone has their own schedule, their own time. It's all good. And what I really want...
One of the things I realized about that is anybody who's watching this that's maybe intimidated by the overnight successes we all were after a decade, bear this in mind. The only thing that anybody has on you in this space is time and experience. And time you can invest, and in that time you'll get experience, but that's it. It may look like more, but that's it.
Definitely, yeah, and we have to let that time pass sometimes. But I remember us being in a real hurry, for at least 3 or 4 years, being in a real hurry because everything had to happen overnight. And when we realized that we still have a few years left, a few decades left of learning, then you kind of slow down and you enjoy more the process, but still learning in that place. So I want us to just have, sorry?
Said always learning.
Always learning.
But now excites me.
That excites you.
When am I not going to feel so stupid? And I realize as long as you're moving to the next challenge, you're always going to feel stupid. But if you stick with it, you start to feel kind of mediocre. And then one day you say, hey, not bad.
Absolutely. And something you shared before about, being able to surround yourself with such amazing people. One thing that I've increasingly got comfortable with is feeling stupid around people, because I want to associate with people who are, super people in some sort. They have more experience, they're more clever, they're better in some way than myself. And I think that is really, for me as well.
At certain things. You're better at some things than all of us, which is what's so wonderful about it, is the give and take. Is that everybody, world-class people, they're all world-class at something, but not the same thing. And when they hang together, you get, yes, to feel not as smart as you thought you were, but learn more.
Yeah, I think that's good. Lisa, we want us to tackle just one more topic before we go into a quick round of simple questions to finish this off. And that is the globality of this business. I mean, you have traveled literally, 5 continents. I won't say 50 countries because it's probably more, but you have certainly had experience, building business, network marketing business in many, many of these countries and helped a lot of people. One thing people in any country of the world always tell me is, Masha, yes, but in our country it is so different and so negative here. You just don't understand.
People in Norway are just so skeptical. You don't understand the people in Vietnam. Oh my goodness, Canadians, they're just not like Americans. Yes, yes, yes.
So, I want you to tackle a little bit of that because I think, we sometimes feel that we're just somehow uniquely defective or something, some other excuse, our environment or something is not quite right for us to go to work and take the action. So when you go around the world, what do you see through this? Is it really any different, and how do you help people go over that?
The only difference that I have ever seen that would really be one that you could say, yes, certain countries make less money than other countries. So the only thing I've ever seen is pricing. In some countries, people have a different response to pricing than somewhere else. But what's interesting? The countries where they think the prices seem high for them, they're also the countries where the greatest desire to get ahead exists. So that's a learning curve for them. But once they do, they actually produce more revenue. These third world countries, Southeast Asia, these markets that are just coming into network marketing that are not the old established markets, they'll look at it and say, well, that's expensive. Oh, but if but I can actually not have to worry about how much it costs me if I go out and do the business. And you don't even have to give them 3 and free like in the States or really educate them on that. They get it. So I find that people are the same everywhere. They have the same fears. Ultimately, what differentiates people is how they look at situations and what actions they take and how much they believe in themselves and how much they're willing to be terrible before they're good. Because anything you do, you get better through repetition. So if you think that you're going to go out and the first 10 times you do a meeting or you talk to somebody, you're not going to suck, think again, you will. But the 10th time, you're better than the first. So I think, though, that's what differentiates human beings, but certainly not based on race, creed, location, sex, or anything else. It's just how they look at things. And I find people are the same everywhere. So if you're talking to really negative people, stop that.
That is awesome. That is super, super awesome. So now for the quick round, just to finish this off, and it's really, I hope everyone listening has really taken all that Lisa has been saying in, because there's some really, really important things. She says it so casually, but the things she's saying, I can just feel, there could be an hour expended on each of the things she has answered here. So I hope you guys are really listening in and taking it in. But just for the final round, Lisa, we have some very quick questions just for people to understand you more as a person and maybe also get some advice for you. So here you are. Are you ready for the final round?
Ready. I love these fast-fire questions. Good opportunity to make a fool of myself.
What are the 3 books that you would get everyone in network marketing to read?
Right now, GoPro by Eric Worre. I think it's fast becoming the network marketing Bible, and it really outlines the skills that you'll develop over time and that you need to develop over time. You don't need them to start them. I love right now The Happiness Advantage. I think is a really important book for people to read, and Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh. And neither one of them, the last 2, are specifically geared toward network marketing, but they are geared to relating with people and helping people to feel better about themselves, which is really the key to success in what we do.
Can you share with us the second author, The Happiness Advantage?
It's Tony Hsieh. He runs Zappos. He's the one who took Zappos. It's a great book.
Awesome. Very good. I have to look it up. We haven't read that one. What about 3 role models or your heroes that you totally adore, either in network marketing or any business people that you look up to?
In network marketing, certainly Terry LaCour. So much of my career is I feel he's responsible for, been a mentor for years, but also because I've never been in a room where I didn't feel he was the smartest person in it, and I've been in some pretty smart rooms. Certainly Eric Worre, because he's constantly pushing me to be uncomfortable and to go to the next level of being uncomfortable. And outside of network marketing, there are so many, but I'm going to go with somebody who is not even alive, and that would be Eleanor Roosevelt, because when I started in network marketing, and even today in North America, and this might be a little bit different in some countries, in Texas, it's a good old boys club. And she always inspired me, because if she was taking steps forward as a woman, certainly in a time where politics and being out center was a good old boys club. So those are three people, and I could name hundreds because I spend so much time with so many mentors. Holton Buggs, of course, as well. You know, I started out helping him, and he surpassed all of his teachers to the point that he now teaches and inspires all of us.
Fantastic. And certainly I appreciate you including a woman there. We have to tackle the female leaders question some other time.
Oh, yes.
What about the three passions outside network marketing that you have that nobody knows about, or at least most people won't know?
My kids, obviously. I mean, they are, I'm passionate about them. And what's really been surprising about that is I thought them getting older would make me feel older, but you get to go through things again, and it recaptures your youth. Like, yeah, I got to go to high school, 3 times, once with myself and twice with them. Cooking. I love to cook. It is my therapy. Whenever I have a problem that I can't solve, or I seem to be in a mental block, I'll go and just start chopping and cooking, and all of a sudden the answers will appear. And my third passion that nobody knows about. People would probably guess that I'm a pretty avid reader, but I like to write. I don't publish much of what I write, but I have journals and journals of stuff, and I think about it maybe someday.
Wow, we want to get hold of those journals.
So, and I have 2 more questions for you, and then we're done, Lisa. The next question is about recruiting. So let's say that you just recruited a new person. What are the first 3 things that you tell that person?
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I work people on a cycle, and the first thing I like to do is I like to get a person instantly profitable. So the first thing I tell people is the friends and family thing really throws a lot of people in network marketing, more, I think, than anything I've seen. And when people say, I don't want to recruit my close friends and family, you are absolutely right. That is the correct instinct, because trust and believe, the only thing worse than when they say a no is if they happen to say yes, especially when you're brand new. You don't want the pressure of trying to help them learn a business you're learning. These are the people that when you're 18, you move out of their house. But the instinct to not deal with them at all is incorrect, because that's the low-hanging fruit. That's your support mechanism, and those are the people that without any experience and without knowing what you're doing, that if you ask them to buy and try your products, they always will. And it gets you an initial story, and it helps you get your money back, and it helps you get some belief. So I like to start people out there. The second thing I tell people is, look, it's not about you, it's about them. You're so focused on how good you have to be and to get started in network marketing, you don't, because they don't care about any of it anyway. So don't be interesting. Don't think you have to be compelling. Go be interested in those people. They're not used to that. And if you're truly interested in other people, they'll be willing to listen to whatever you have to say. And then as you listen to them, you'll find out if they're looking for something more, and you'll be able to provide a possible solution. And the third thing I tell them is, listen to the stories. The information, it's important to learn it. You'll learn it over time, but it's on a PowerPoint, it's on a website, it's on 16 different videos. What's unique about this in this business is you and the network that you have communication and contact with. And if you'll just learn how to tell your story, which you won't tell good in the beginning, but you'll tell accurately because it's yours, and listen to other people's stories and be inspired by them, and then repeat them to those that need something to relate to, you can't lose.
You know what? I'm going to ask you the question now, but before I go to that question, Lisa, there is something that I want to share with everyone now that you just mentioned that about the story. A while back, we were in your home in Dallas, Texas, and you gave us a copy of GoPro, remember?
Yes.
And we were basically watching everything, as every network marketer do. There's always things you can learn, as you said. And it's a never-ending improvement at the end of the day. But there is one thing when I was listening to you that got stuck in my mind, and this is the thing that I wanted to share with everyone. You said in that speech, you said, people will never be able to hate you if they know your story. Why do you say that?
Well, actually, the quote comes, it was a quote that Mr. Rogers, and I don't know if you know who that is over there, but he was a guy that was for kids forever, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, carried in his pocket, and he got it, I believe, from like a Red Cross worker or something involved with that. I think it goes along the lines of, if you walk a mile in someone's shoes, you tend to think of them differently. And we very often get irritated with people because they don't listen to us, or we don't feel they pay us enough attention. And then we find out there's something going on in their lives and we want to slap ourselves. And people really are not usually very open with what's happening in their lives. We live in this grass is greener society. And I think that once you know what a person's really going on with a person and they know what's going on with you, you're now people with human stories that you can relate to. And you can't really hate somebody if you know where they're coming from. Even people that do monstrous things in the world, I hate what they do. I pity that they think the way they do, but I don't hate them. I just feel sorry for them.
Interesting, interesting. I just wanted to ask you a question since I listened to your speech. So good that we kind of cleared that up, because I really wanted to know. So thank you very much for that. And now we go to the final and ultimate question that I think I'll let Masha ask you that one.
The final ultimate, that's scary.
The ultimate question is, what would be your ultimate motivational quote? I think we started this interview with it. You said you posted something on Facebook wall, and I didn't actually read it yet. So you want to share something inspirational for people?
Actually, I have so many. I mean, I have so many that I love, that inspire me, that other people like. But the one that I really like is this Eleanor Roosevelt quote that says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Because I think that people that know how always end up working for people that know why, and I think it's the dreamers who will believe in their dream even when the world thinks they're crazy, even when it's because it's never been seen before, people think it can't be done, that drive the world forward. And that always inspires me, because I spend a great deal of my life with most of the people around me thinking I'm crazy. So I need something to remind me that that's okay.
That is awesome. That is super, super awesome. Lisa, you've been fantastic. We are really going to enjoy sharing this with all of our audience. And for the moment, we just want to say how much we appreciate you and everything you're doing, and definitely learning so much from you today.
And I want to thank you so much for having me on your show and giving me the opportunity to share. And I'm reminded, because we did this, that with Hangouts, as far apart as we are in the world, we can get together more often, because I adore you both, love what you're doing, and can't wait till we have the opportunity to come to Australia and do something together there.
Any day. I think a much needed generic event is well overdue in Australia, so we will keep you posted as soon as we do something like that. But in the meantime, again, thanks from both of us.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
If you like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel.